Hello friends and family, and welcome to my channel. This update I have been waiting for a very long time. I'm so excited to work a little bit more on my IKEA hack spruce forest. Let me resume the history of this planting. It was January 2020. And IKEA sold out their Christmas trees very cheap. So I bought 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 of them, I think. And in February 2020, I put them all in this Japanese bonsai pot. And I waited until November 2020 when I had my first styling session, and also the first time I showed the forest on YouTube. May or June I did the pinching of the new shoots, and after that the tree has been resting. So the video where I styled it first time has got a lot of views, and I have got a lot of support and also a lot of questions. So I'm gonna start to show you a little bit about the vision for this tree, for this planting. This is not the correct amount of trees, but I think you get it. So the natural behavior of the dwarf Alberta spruce, which this one is to build a conical and very dense foliage. And my vision is a very old spruce forest. So when I go out in nature and look at spruce forests, they are straight, which they are obviously already, and the branches that are still there is pointing downwards, and the intersection between the branches is quite long in the bottom, and they get smaller and smaller further up the tree you look. And they almost never interact with each other, not much at least. So basically I'm going from that to that. And the first styling, I still have a very dense crown on some of the trees, and I still have some interfering branches, and that is just because I like to do things slow. So timing. Yeah, well, the best timing to buy cheap Christmas trees after Christmas, so just go out and look for them. Planting up in a bonsai pot is best done in early spring, and in my climate it seems like the best time to prune it is just before the frost. I don't know if you can see, it's totally white outside, so it's obviously frost already. But this tree has been in the heated greenhouse, so it hasn't experienced any frost yet. Before we start, I'm gonna give you a spin to check the status for today. It's still very dense, and there's still some interfering branches, and there's still some upward pointing branches. And spruces are not really too easy to wire. So what we do is we look for branches that are naturally growing a little bit downwards. And it could be secondary branches, tertiary branches as well. So I'm gonna show you some examples before I start the big work. So here we have a branch that are interfering with the above branch and also the other tree. So this one needs to be shortened, and since you can see it's coming up here, you have one bud here and we have one bud here, and they are more growing in the direction one wants from a branch. Possibly this is the future branch, as it's really coming down a little bit. But since I like to take it very careful, I shorten the branch like this, and I get rid of the one pointing straight upwards, like so. So in the future I can choose between this small one and this one, depends on what will suit the design better. On the same tree I have a long branch here, far too long and pointing upwards, which we don't want. And I have two of them in a split like this. And in any place in bonsai you don't want more than one branch. These are slightly offset, so that's okay, but just trimming it back to here, and we can grow a nice branch from that. This branch I have already cut last season, and it has a fairly good branch growing straight out and one growing up. So I get rid of the one growing up. Can you see that? It's quite a big branch, not really in proportion to the whole tree. And down here by my hand, this one is a small shoot that's coming straight out. So in the best of worlds, I would remove all of this big one and start to grow on this one. But since I don't want to take too much out and risking the health of the tree, there's another one up here growing fairly in the correct direction. There's actually two of them, the one I'm holding on with my thumb now. And also, if you look, this is interfering with the other trees. So this one needs to go right here. And it gets a little bit more airy in here. So here we have another one that's growing like a totally new top from here. A lot of growth, and it interferes with the other tree. So for this time I take it down to a few butts lower down. And this will also force the tree to back bud and give me new good branches to grow further. So here we have a better one. This one is growing like straight up from the trunk. And down here there's a new shoot going in the right direction. And there's another one here also growing in the right direction. So I'm gonna prune this straight above it. Okay, so that's the first task. So basically, strong branches growing up needs to go away. A lot of branches in the dense top needs to go away. And also I balance it with not taking off too much. And yeah, let's see how this comes out then. So I think I have thinned out enough for this season. The other thing I'm doing, as you can see, there's a few small trees, which is actually not small trees, but the lower branches of the old trees that I have kept to train as small trees. And I was hoping for them to take root as ground layers. It hasn't happened, but I will do it one more time and hope that they will take root. This time I'm scouring them a little bit in the bottom to see if it can get roots growing. So the small trees, lower branches has been thoroughly attached to the soil, and I hope for them to take root so I can cut the branches off later and grow new trees. So the next step for this forest is to add some nice moss to it and just leave it for the winter. So let's do that. So the moss is on. I have cleaned out a little bit more, and I think this is the status. I will leave the forest in for the winter, and I'm very excited for next season to come. If you are as well, please subscribe to my channel. Gonna take it a final spin. So that's it for now. Thanks a lot for watching. Take care, stay safe, bye.